All right, welcome everyone to our first Tuesday of the month of love, February. That is, welcome. We appreciate everyone taking the time out of their busy Tuesday evening. I've got the what is that, noun, I guess, of evening over afternoon because it's usually afternoon in Hawaii for me. Um, so I'm on the right time zone as everyone, basically. 6 p.m. here in Utah, Mountain Time. So it's great to see your smiling faces. I know I've been away for the last couple of phone calls, either the Tuesday calls or even the Wednesday update calls. I've been traveling a lot, great travels over to Japan, met wonderful distributors, much like yourselves. And it's just so energizing to feel of everyone's spirit and energy in working the active business. But more than anything else, as you all know, it's both Angie and mine. As well, I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for Ryan Mumford too, that this first Tuesday testimonial calls are our favorite because we get to hear from you and your experiences with our wonderful products that we have here at Active. And to host our call tonight is Coco Gonzalez, the none other A9, one of the most hardest working distributors and leaders we have here at Active. She currently lives in Arizona, via Mexico. As you can see by her smiling face, she has a passion for everything that she does. She's a fitness enthusiast. She teaches a spin class. She runs marathons. Literally, she'll run circles around people because she is always on the go. Her biggest goal is not in life was always to complete a marathon, but she has now shifted that to making sure that she can run and finish the goal of receiving and ranking up to the top rank of A16 here at Active. And along the way, she wants to help as many people as possible rank up with her. So we are glad and grateful to have Coco Gonzalez as our host tonight. I will turn the time over to you, Coco.
Thank you, Stu, for your kind words. And yes, but I still competing. I'm gonna run a 10K February the 10th with my oldest daughter, and my youngest daughter is gonna run the half marathon. So we are gonna be competing, the three of us, that day. And I will tell you, is that was not because the supplementation of Actives, Special Optimate and Aero, we will not be recovering the muscles from the lactic acid and can be performing, everyday training for this competition that's coming pretty soon. But today is not about me, it's about all the amazing guests that they take the time to be with us this evening to give us their testimony about what the supplements are been doing in their lives. As we know, supplementation is coming to a word called supplementum. It's a Latin word that means to add a deficit or something that the body is missing ingredient that is not coming in the food or is not in the correct amount. So active supplementation is being shown by the studies and the science that reduce pain, inflammation, reduce oxidative stress, and a very gut and brain connection management and healthy. So I'm going to start with Michael because he works late shifts and he needs to go to sleep. So thank you, Michael, for taking the time to be with us tonight. And go ahead, my friend.
All right. Hello, everybody. I miss being on the calls. I'm still, I actually have a gentleman, Jim King is on the line that I work with at UPS, and he wanted to hear some of the testimonials, so I invited him. But anyhow, I have a few, but I'm only going to talk about one. Working at UPS, we deal with lots of packages. They're heavy at times, they're light at times. I actually injured one of my hands because a package probably weighed over 100 pounds and I didn't anticipate it. So when I went to throw the package, there's bags we have to empty. The package or the bag in my hand hit the steel. So basically I was only using one hand because I could not grip, and I was dropping all kinds of stuff, and my grip had just disappeared. So I talked to my supervision, and they sent me in to get x-rays to make sure I didn't break anything or any issues where it was going to be prolonging. During the x-rays, the doctor came back. He said, I don't see any breakage or, no issues other than your hands look like you have arthritis of a 70-year-old. Well, I'm not 70. Hopefully I don't look 70, but I'm like, what? But that explains why I keep dropping everything. So this was a year ago, January, and I had been started on the trifecta in November prior to. So right before my knee replacement, which is another story in itself, I noticed that I could not make a fist before. Now, if you notice, both my fists I can make tight. I can open jars like I used to in my younger years. It's, I haven't dropped any bags at all or packages. So, the arthritis has dissipated. And the only thing I've done different is taking the trifecta. So, like I said, I've had other stories besides that one, but that's probably the main one that I wanted to talk about. My knee replacement, as I got to see and meet all you guys, that's another story in itself. People can't believe I had a knee replacement in June. They can't hardly even find the scars. So, but yeah, thank you for the opportunity. And I would love to stay on, but I have to get up in a few hours and go to work and move trucks.
Michael, I just want to ask, what is the normal doses that you are taking of the trifecta? And
Okay. Normally, I take one of the GNMX in the morning. So when I get up in a few hours, I'll take one of those. I'll take a Link, and I'll take an Optimum. And I carry a bottle of Optimum just in case, because it's a very physical job and a lot of fatigue and stuff. I'm actually dealing with a bicep injury right now, but it's going away really fast. So I've doubled up whenever I need to, but normally 2 Optimum a day, 1 Link a day, unless my allergies act up, which I stopped taking allergy pills. That's another story. And 1 GMX. And don't forget my Arrow.
how long did you notice right away about your arthritis? You say you are taking and you start in November, and how long did you saw that the products were kicking out, especially with arthritis?
I noticed in May that all of a sudden I wasn't dropping the bags and stuff. And that was right before I took my leave to have my surgeries and stuff. So it was probably 5-6 months.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Michael.
All right. Thank you. Nice seeing everybody.
Okay. Bye. All right. I would like to give now the turn to the lady of the house, or the guys today. Rosario, if you want to unmute yourself and start giving your testimony, who you are. I don't know if you want to say your age. Well, feel comfortable.
All right. Well, good afternoon, evening, everybody. So my name is Rosario Gonzalez. I am 30 years old for a couple more days. Yeah, so I have been taking all the products myself for a couple of years now. I take them all every day. But today, I really want to focus in on the 2 that I think have really been helping me just the last year or so. I mean, they all help me, but just the ones that have had the biggest impact that I can physically see. And that would probably be the Optimum and the Arrow. So again, I take them all every single day in the morning, usually all together. But so I think I have some pictures. I'm not sure if we're going to show them now or later, but one is from a year ago almost the day. So 3 days from now, there's some pictures that I took on my birthday, and then some pictures that I took yesterday. And so I kind of noticed it was a very gradual change. I started taking the arrow. And at first I noticed that I got little bursts of energy, which was really great. I got a lot of things done. I felt like I was kind of like Speedy Gonzalez, like just moving around really quick, getting things done. And then it just very gradually, I noticed that I would get less hungry throughout the day. And it wasn't a huge change. Like, I really love food. So I'd still be eating all the time, but I would just notice that the same plate that I'd get from Panda Express, I'd be full maybe halfway through. And if I didn't push past that, then I'd be okay. And I could put it away and maybe eat it in a couple hours. And it was just a slow change like that, that I kind of started to notice I had more energy. I get off work at 5:30, and a lot of times I'm just so exhausted, I want to go lay down. But over the last year, I just noticed that I have more energy overall. So when I get off at 5:30, I'm like, okay, I could go for a walk, or I can maybe, do a small run or a sprint, which is another thing that I started doing over the last year, is running. And that has definitely taken its toll on my joints, my knees, my hip, different things at different times. It just depends on the day. So I noticed that when I take my Optimend in the morning, that helps a lot, but also sometimes I'll take it right after a run. So if I ran 6 miles on Saturday, and I noticed that when I came home, my knees were a little sore. The next day, my hip hurt. So really what I just did is I took a couple extra Optimend on Sunday, and the pain went away after a couple hours. Monday, I was able to run 3 miles, and there's no pain actually today, because I took 2 Optimend before I ran, which I maybe should have done on Saturday too. But so I really have noticed that those 2 things have helped me just have more energy and be able to keep going longer. And then the Optimend has really helped with my joints and being able to recover more quickly and kind of alleviate some of that pain here or there. So I know we have some pictures.
I would like to ask before I show the pictures, so maybe I can show the pictures and be asking you at the same time about, hold on, let me go with the pictures. One second, all right, so here we have your pictures. Everybody can see them? Yes?
Yes.
All right.
Great.
All right, so what you can tell us, you mentioned that 1 year ago, what was your weight?
The 198 up there.
Yeah, and then right now is
160.
okay. So I remember when you start taking Aero, you wanted to see, and everybody as a humans and bodies, we are different. Some people respond faster than others to the supplements. I had a testimonial, a guy, I was sending a text message today, Mark, and he's been in Aero for only 2 weeks, and he lost 23 pounds. And he's super excited. And with you, I know that was other circumstances. You've been mom for the first time, so your hormones are all over the place. You are getting adapted your body to a new situation that is become a mother. So what you said, when you said the arrow was kicking in your system for you to start dropping fast, because I can say that, but I mean, it's your testimony, and I wanted, people knows, when do you see the arrow was, or what Anara was transforming the white fat cells and brown fat cells, and you start eliminating by sweat and urine and by exercising, because you changed diet and you did exercise at the same time. But when you saw arrow was start kicking and then you start seeing the results.
So that is a good point. It is different for everyone, because I will say that in the morning, I make my husband an arrow drink also, and he doesn't feel less hungry. He sometimes gets little bursts of energy, but for him, he feels a lot of clarity and he feels like he can get more things done, like more focus. And I know for my sister, she also feels more focus and just a lot of energy. Like she can get a ton of things done, but just not less hungry. And for me, I felt the energy, but I also felt less hungry. So I think it affects everybody differently, but I would say that for me, it was really slow. So you mentioned you have someone that, lost 23 pounds in a couple of weeks. I wish that was the case for me because sometimes I'm impatient and I like to see the results, but it was not like that at all. It was very slow, very gradual. I just slowly started noticing like, I'm less hungry. I can eat this later. And for me, the one thing I probably haven't changed very much is the actual foods that I eat. I love cake. I love chocolate. I love bread. I love everything that you shouldn't eat. Like last night at 8 o'clock at night, I had a lava cake with Rocky Road ice cream, but just because I only had 2 small meals earlier in the day. So I was like, I can kind of use some calories for this chocolate. So I still eat all of those things. I just notice I eat a lot less of them. I get full a lot quicker. And if I just listen to my body, like, okay, now I'm full and I can save it for later. And just that's what I noticed. So for me, it was really slow. I think almost like, I don't know, I want to say 6 months into taking it, I was like, oh, I feel some of the changes. And even after that, probably also because of the way I eat, it was still a slow process. It still is, because again, I really love food and I'm okay with that.
Okay, well, I noticed in the last 4 months, I saw the big change in for you to be, maybe with the hormones now that are all balanced, and the baby is almost 1 year. No, how old is Wyatt?
Almost 2.
It's almost.
He's 15 months.
Oh, well, okay. So I saw your changes dropping in the last 4 months. But let's go to Wyatt, because a lot of people has kids. And I mean, we recommend you talk to the doctor if you're gonna give it to a child, right? Is in one of the products. But one that I feel very safe for kids is Link of butyric acid. And you are being given it to your son, that now it's going to be almost 2 years in September. So no, he's not 2 years yet. But okay, when did you start giving him, and what did you see until now? Because how many doses you gave him per day, and when did you started? What was the doses that you started, and what is the doses now?
Okay, so with Wyatt, I was taking all 3 products throughout my pregnancy. So I guess he's been getting it the whole time. And then, when Wyatt was born, he was getting it in his milk. And then when I stopped breastfeeding, I wanted him to continue to take it. We kind of noticed that Wyatt he would get really constipated very early on. It was painful for him. It was painful for me because I didn't know what to do, right? We went to the doctor. They recommend prune juice, a bunch of other things. If that's something you're going through, definitely talk to your doctor. But I noticed that that when I take my Link, or when I started taking my Link, I became very regular. Even to this day, I am very regular. I wake up, kind of get my day going for about 20-30 minutes, and I go to the bathroom, and that's every single morning. And so when Wyatt was constipated, I decided to open up the capsule and just pour a little bit of the powder, a little bit at first, into his milk, and he drank it and he went to the bathroom. He felt much better. I started trying to increase the dosage. I noticed he didn't love the taste. I can't blame him, in his milk. So instead of doing it in his milk, we started opening a capsule and pouring some of the Link into one of the spoonfuls of his food, and just 1 spoonful, not in his whole food and then mixing it, because then the whole thing tastes like that, but just 1 spoonful really quick in your mouth. All right, take another bite to get the taste out, right? And so I started out small, just a small sprinkle here or there. And now I would say it's still not a whole capsule or even half the capsule. I would say 1 capsule lasts him maybe 3 days, 4 days, just sprinkling it throughout his food. And And I know every parent, every kid is very different, and kids nowadays with technology and stuff are so smart, but I really feel like Wyatt is very well balanced. One, he's regular like me. We almost like clockwork go to the bathroom at the same time together. Like I'm going to the bathroom, Wyatt's going to the bathroom in his play area. Like we're both pretty regular. But I also noticed that his emotions are a lot more, less over dramatic, a little more calm when he's had his link. He's very smart, and I know lots of kids are really smart, but from a young age, Wyatt, you could put down all three different cell phones in front of him and he'll give the correct cell phone back to the right person, just based on like one's all black, he knows that's dad's. If mine has glitter on the back, he brings that one to me. His grandma's is a dark red, and so he takes that one to her. So he's, and he understands everything I say to him. I'll be like, hey, Wyatt, can you clean up the toys in your play area? And he picks up the toy and he puts it in his play area. And so yeah, that's kind of what I noticed with Wyatt. I guess I would say we don't give him a full capsule, but one lasts about 4 days.
Thank you. All right. So yeah, one more question. I'm gonna let you go. Thank you. Go back to Arrow. What are the doses that you take Arrow for the day?
Oh, well, that is very different. There's some days I take just 1 scoop. There's some days that I'm so tired, I'll take 2 scoops in the morning. But most days I do 1 scoop in the morning. Once in a while, when I'm really tired and the days I'm working from home, I'll have a second scoop around 1 o'clock, usually not later than that. But again, that's like maybe once or twice a week. For the most part, it's 1 scoop every morning, first thing I drink.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us tonight. And now I'm gonna pass to Gregory. Are you there?
I'm here.
All right. Can you get your testimony, who you are? How long have you been taking the supplementation or actives, please?
Hello, everybody. My name is Gregory McGill, and I have been taking Arrow now for about 2 years, I guess. So a little bit about who I am. I joined the Navy when I was 20, and now I am 61. And when I joined the Navy, coming from the country, I, started having stomach problems, thinking that it was low lactate. So I was trying to stay away from dairies throughout my years in the military. I was in the military for about almost 30 years and just went through life trying to stay away from dairy, staying away from milk, those type of things. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. A lot of times it didn't. And I experienced a lot of stomach pain. So went through a lot of stomach issues. And then I started working out a lot. So I started researching and found out that there's a lot of people that go through and having stomach issues. And it has to do with the different enzymes that are in your gut and the lack of having enough in there to do what it was supposed to do. So Coco was telling me that Link was good for the stomach. So I started taking Link. I do the trifecta, but for me, the one that works the most and the best for me is the Link. And so I've been taking Link religiously now for the 2 years, and I take it every day. And as Rosario has said, it has kept me regular. I don't deal with the stomach pains, because there was a point where seemed like I was taking anti-acid pills just every day when I have to get up, before I went to bed, throughout the day, because my stomach was just tearing me up all the time. I stayed constipated. But I think it was about a month ago, I stopped taking Link for about a week, and all of a sudden it started coming back again. So Link really works for me. I told Coco one time that I feel that the trifecta probably works for me because of my, getting older. You start having problems remembering stuff. So I know that it helps me because I start to remember stuff better. But what really works for me, and I know, and I will testify to anybody. I told my sister, I told a lot of people that I know that are having stomach problems, you gotta try the link.
And now I saw that you are able to enjoy ice cream.
Right. Well, once I found out that I wasn't having stomach pains anymore, I did start eating ice cream until it started not hurting my stomach, but making my stomach bigger. And I was like, no. So I did cut back on the ice cream, like near to none. And my family laughs at me because I try not to eat a lot of sweets. Unlike them, they can eat sweets. I cannot eat sweets like that. If I do, then I will just gain a lot of weight. But I don't have the stomach pains. I don't get constipated. I stay regular every day. So I don't have any problems with my stomach anymore, thank God. But also thank Link.
All right. Thank you so much, Sweetie, for tonight's testimony. And now I'm going to, before we go with our last testimony of tonight, and maybe we open for some questions, let me put another testimony. The person was not able to be here. Oh, maybe I lost. No. Oh, yeah. All right.
Today,
Just want to play. Okay, why it doesn't want to play? Hold on 1 second.
While you're working on this, Coco, I'll jump in and give you my testimonial really quick while you work on the video playing. I met with a lady. Give me 1 second, buddy. Right there, yeah. I met with a lady that I haven't seen for 8 years. So I met with her when she worked with us at a previous company, and we're sitting down for lunch going over a few things, and she's like, boy, your skin looks really good, which, I mean, it's kind of a backhanded compliment because my skin did not look that great 8 years ago. But it's really nice to know that people saw, so it's not necessarily a supplement, though Link does have a great benefit to the skin and improving your skin tone. But our skincare products, our More line, is also fantastic in helping get rid of the hyperpigmentation, the hypopigmentation, making your skin more even. And I will say, it's nice to know that in 8 years, I don't feel like I am looking older, and that people are noticing that I do have quite a bit of skin improvements from using the products. So that was my testimony I wanted to share. But hopefully that gave you some time, Coco, to see if we can get that video working, because I really want to see this.
today I'm going to start with what Alliances is not. Alliances is not a place where you come in and you try to sell your hair loss serum. Nobody will buy it. Well, maybe a few. You know, there's only it's more of a place where you would come into. It's more of a place where you come to find the connections and relationships to sell that product. Whether you look for consultants, CFOs, CPO, all this stuff. And then also with Coco, her genomics. Actually, it's we've used it on my uncle's dog, and it's one of its tumors has actually fallen off and is starting to heal back up. So whether you want to use it on yourself or your pets, check it out, talk to her. My name is Daryl, and I am so glad to be here.
Good job. Yeah, so yeah, that was the testimony of Daryl and the dog. It's been 2 months that they gave in Genomics and 1 per day, and they are seeing amazing results. And as he said, his uncle is a doctor, and he's taking also himself, and he's seeing some improvements. All right, so before we jump to our last presenter, I'm gonna get a testimony of a lady that she, oh, I lost you guys.
We're still here, Coco. We can hear you.
We're here.
Yeah, okay, I don't know what happened.
We can see you.
Oh, you can see me? Okay, all right. So her name is Christina, and 3 years ago, she was diagnosed with lupus, and they give them prescription for that. But at the same time, a month after that, she started taking the trifecta, and she's been very loyalty to the supplements. And I went usually to talk to her today because I wanted to record her testimony about lupus, but she said, no, you can talk about it, but I don't want it to be recorded. And I respect that, but she gave permission to share the testimony that the test that she's been doing, lupus is not in her system anymore. So she has a very strong, clean immune system. One of the things that she noticed at the beginning when she was starting with the lupus, she was very sensitive to the sunlight. So sun was not able to touch her skin because that would hurt her and put it all rash and red. And now she enjoys to go out in the sun. And she say, we keep taking the product's loyalty because, you know, lupus is kind of hard situation to deal with it. And saying that, let's go to our last presenter, Matthew. Thank you for being here tonight with us. Go ahead.
Had to get off mute. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good, good. Thank you for having me on tonight. I'm Matthew Felton. I'm 65 years old for another month. Man, I'm getting up there in the years, but I'm a contractor and I do a lot of fire alarm installs and service. And my life would be like if you look up at your ceiling above you, I'm the high wire act. I'm way up in the ceilings. I'm running conduits all day and wires and putting systems together to make a fire alarm system. And I've been doing that for like 37 years now to date. So at my age, you know, I was really concerned when I got older that I might not be able to perform like I should, but it's just the opposite. I actually feel that I have more stamina and energy than a lot of folks half my age. And just amazed at the trifecta and the products, what it does for your energy level and keeping you fit every day. And what I really want to talk about is something that you run across in your lifetime that you try something, you know, it's like really works exceptionally over the top and beyond. And that would be one of our products called Optimend. And I'm going to explain what happened one day. I was on a ladder and you can see the light above me. My feet were about that high on a ladder and I was way up in the ceiling at this jail and I was putting these fire damper actuators on. And I was temporarily putting it on the end of the shaft and getting ready to set it and stuff like that. And I needed a tool. So here's this, you know, big actuator, probably about this big, weighed probably 6-8 pounds, somewhere, solid steel. And it was on the end of a flex and ready for the wiring and to be secured and set up. And I went down to get my tools. And when I got off the ladder, I was coming down somehow. I don't know how it happened. Can't figure it out today. The actuator actually came off that shaft and like a pendulum popped me right in the back of my head. And wow, it knocked me to my knees. I almost threw up. I mean, I was on my 4 legs down below and I basically wrapped up my job and I didn't want to, you know, make a big scene. So I left and I said I had to check out early because I wasn't feeling well. Well, on the way I headed home to get some rest because I really was wiped out. My 55-mile-an-hour speed signs, I was seeing 555 miles an hour. I had a concussion going on. I knew it. And I was really fatigued and tired. And came home, did one of the worst things you can do after a major head trauma like that. I had taken and wanted to sleep. Of course, right? Wrong thing. And I don't know if it was Diane Young called me. I think she called me and I told her what happened. She goes, Matthew, she goes, didn't you take some Optimend for that trauma to get rid of the inflammation? And I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about it, you know, but yeah, I need to. So I got up and I had to be somewhere in a half hour and had this smashing headache. I'm telling you, it felt like someone had split my brain in half. And I had to be somewhere in a half hour. So I took 4 Optimin, I think it was more than 3. And I thought, well, let's see what this does. And I'm probably going to have to go see a doctor because, I'm not seeing well, I'm not feeling very well. And I said something 15 to 20 minutes after I'd taken this Optimin, and to myself that I'll never forget it. I said to myself, I can't believe something like that can work that fast. I'm telling you, the headache that I had was completely gone. And I did my meeting and talked to some people and came home the next day. I was fine. I felt a little sore, quite a bit, in fact. And I didn't have to go see a doctor. And within a very short period, I doubled up on my Optimin. I think I was taking 2 in the morning, 2 at night, and 2 in the afternoon as well through that period. And in 1 week, I started getting better and better, and it was okay. But what leads to another one, which only happened, it's the craziest thing. I don't know if someone's trying to knock some sense in me or what, but it was only like a couple weeks later, I was working on my property, and I was walking along, and one of my electricians had brought his big 5th wheel to stay out at my place because I have a really nice place on the lake where he's doing some wiring for our place. We're putting in a whole new service. But anyway, I walked right into the tip out, and I caught the tip out corner right here, and I had my bill cap kind of down like this, and I walked right into it. I didn't even see it. I hit it so hard that I fell flat on my back, and I'm just laying there. I don't even know if it knocked me out. All I remember is I woke up and I had like 3 or 4 dogs around the neighborhood that came over and were licking me in the face. And again, I get up and I said to myself, I can't believe I just did something like that again. So I went out from where I was and went in the house and got some more of this Optimin, and the same thing. It did exactly the same thing. It got rid of the headache. And boy, did I have a goose egg up there for, quite a long time. That took a while to go down, over a week. But I didn't have any long-going issues with that from those 2 head traumas so close together and hit my head so hard. So I have a great testimony on Optimin, what this can do for your body. It gets rid of inflammation like you wouldn't believe. And I will never not take my Optimin every morning and every night before I even go to bed to keep any underlying inflammation that might even be going inside my body that I don't know about. Because the science is there, and it's proven to do what it does, and it's second to none of anything, I believe, on the market. Tetrahydrocurcumin and the new science base of what this product does, it goes deep in your tissues and it goes right to the core of the problem, and it takes care of business, and I'm pretty excited about that. But, I just want to share this with you this morning. I take all the products, by the way, the trifecta, which is the genomics and my energy. Like I say, I can pretty much run circles around the young bucks. I run a fire alarm company and I run it by myself and put in a lot of hours. And, I can really, perform with that product and keep the energy, not get fatigued and get to the point where you just can't get through the day. Yeah, I get tired at the end of the day, like you wouldn't believe, but, I'm able to do my work and perform. And the link for your gut, I think my personality actually got better as far as a positive mental state. When I started taking, it seemed to like increase my energy in my brain and how I think about things. And I love the link and the arrow, like everybody was talking about tonight. That's another great product that we have. And I love it. Like for Christmas, a lot of people had all these sugar type drinks, and I'm slight diabetic, which I'm working on. And I took my arrow and actually have made some really cool drinks. I put whipping cream in it one Christmas Day to celebrate, and it was actually quite good because whipping cream that I had has very low in sugar. And I make a lot of smoothies with it, and I love all the arrow products, that we have. And anyway, that's my testimony, and I just wanted to share that with you today. And hope this helps someone out there that may be going through things or want to know about what we have that we can offer to help you and help you perform at your best every day.
Thank you, Mateo. And I just wanted to go back and something that you mentioned, the 2 times that you hit the head, you take usually like 6 Optimed for a week. So the first time and then the second time, and now your normal doses is just 2 per day, or what is it?
I tried the 1 in the morning, and I'm a pretty beat up guy. I mean, I work pretty hard, and I'm putting my body through a lot. So I just fine tuned it to about 2. I do 2 in the morning every day, and then 2 at night. And it seems to work really well. And if I have a really, really tough job at noon, I'm going to take 2. And that's when I'm like, really pushing my body into places contorting where most people wouldn't go, like way above the ceilings and running through beams and buildings and stuff like that, crawling on top of ductwork, running cables and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll double up, and add some more to it. But typically, just for me, it was 2 in the morning and 2 at night of the Optimed. 1 genomics in the morning, and sometimes I'll take 1 genomics at night, but not all the time. And of course, my link, I take my 1 link every morning and 1 link every night, and it seems to work for me.
And those headaches, you are not being feeling those anymore after the last.
No, not at all. And I got to share this because back in 2009, I almost died. I had hit my head into a rock and actually shattered my skull. My neurosurgeon told me, Matthew, one of the things you have to be worried about is a brain tumor. And certainly don't want that. And after hearing what I heard about the dog testimony tonight, I'm like, I think I'm on the right track. I'm putting the right product in my body to keep me healthy and alive. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you so much, Matthew. And I know this kind of a little late, so I don't know if somebody wants to do a question, or it's up to you, Stu and Angie, what you want to do after that. I just want to say thank you to all the people that come today to give their testimonies.
Awesome. Thank you, Coco, for hosting the call. Thank you, Michael, Rosario, Gregory, Daryl, which we heard on the video, and Christina by Coco on her lupus experience with our products, and then Matthew. Of course, thank you, Angie, for your testimonial. So we had a lot of testimonials today talking about all of our products. And so I know from listening to your testimonials how validated our products are. The science speaks for itself, as we have a lot of scientific data that backs up what the products are and what they do, but knowing firsthand how people's lives have changed because of our products is just comforting to know. And so thank you for being diligent in taking the product, but more so, thank you so much for sharing your experiences, because all those that are on this call and the many others that will start to take our product and continue to take our products, they will notice a big, big difference that's going to be life-changing in whatever certain lifestyles they have. I do have to say, as a side note, that I also have some ice cream lovers that share their testimonials, especially Rocky Road, which is also my favorite. And so, Rosario, you're not alone. It's definitely my favorite. And 8 o'clock is a little early. I usually eat mine about 11 o'clock at night. And So I am just like Gregory. My stomach doesn't get sore, but it does get bigger the more I eat my Rocky Road and my ice cream. But nonetheless, I'm so grateful that our products help those here, and Arrow, the trifecta, Angie's testimonial with Imora, is comforting to know. So thank you so much for that. And Coco, thank you for gathering everybody together and for coordinating these wonderful testimonials that we heard tonight. So I know it's getting late. We're 46 past the hour, but it was much well spent time, as I feel better that I was 46 minutes ago. And so I'm gonna go home, take my trifecta, and of course probably eat a Rocky Road. But otherwise than that, I'll turn the time over to Angie to wrap the call.